This is an AVNation special looking at ahead to ISE 2018. If you're not familiar, Integrated Systems Europe is happening February 6th through the 9th, and we are highlighting a bunch of manufacturers who are exhibiting at the ISE. With me today to talk about their stand, my old buddy and pal, Mr. Shaun Robinson from Harman. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tim?
I am doing well.
Great.
Last year, you and I got to hang out a little bit in Amsterdam. Harman, if you are not familiar, is right smack in the dab at the start of Hall 1 at the Rye. You guys, I'm asking this more than stating it. You guys have your own stand separate from Samsung because Harman is now a part of Samsung, though.
Right, that is correct. We're still separate as far as booth property goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year we talked about a bunch of stuff. The Ascendo Vibe was brand new last year. You had just started showing the JBL / IBM Watson / bunch of other stuff cooked into it, voice control. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things that we talked about last year? The voice control thing is not quite yet ready to ship. You do have a couple of pilot locations where that is installed. So I'm assuming we're going to see some of that, but what else are we going to see from Harman?
Sure, and let me real quick on the voice piece. So what we've been showing and what we've been demonstrating with is a JBL Horizon clock radio that we've implemented in our voice agent technology. But those have been prototypes, have been going out to customers, and we've been getting a lot of customer feedback and things like that. In production, we have a new device coming that is what we call the JBL Horizon Pro, and that is going to be a different design. And what we've done is, with all the customer insight that we've gathered through this, is really try to understand what does this new design need to be, because the JBL Horizon was never designed for this. We're just, hey, let's put this together and use it as a talking point. They're making progress in production, and so if everything goes great, we will actually be showing that hardware at ISE, the new hardware.
Real quickly on that, great. Yeah, real quickly, because you referenced the name there. You said JBL Pro. The clock radio you were using was from your Lifestyle brand, right?
The Lifestyle group, correct.
Is this the fact that it's named Pro? Is that more on the consumer side or the commercial side?
Commercial side, yeah, because what we're doing here, and this is the challenge with voice agents. They're great, but the main market for voice agents today is the consumer market, which is fantastic. But there are different needs in enterprise for hotels, and if you're doing 1 or 2 or 3 of these in a home, that's one thing. When you're deploying thousands across an entire enterprise, management software, security, simple setup, and there's other ways you want to tailor the experience for those type of installations, that's where we're focusing. And so now we're encapsulating that in hardware. So when I say Horizon Pro, that means it is still a clock radio format for the applications we're going to be selling into, but it's being done in the professional division, leveraging our Lifestyles supply chain, our Lifestyles expertise, but then bringing it over and delivering a professional an install-friendly type of product for these large deployments. And so, again, if everything goes well, then we will actually have some great new hardware to show that was designed by our industrial design team in Shenzhen. That's just awesome. So you'll see a different piece of hardware at ISE in Amsterdam. Again, if everything goes well as we go through the rest of the development period, and we'll be shipping that in 2018.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously we've got the JBL Pro, Horizon Pro. What else are we going to be showing at the stand?
Sure. So what we're going to be doing very similar to what we did last year at ISE and then also at Infocom, because Harman is all about delivering solutions to our customers, because of we have a lot of product, but how we wrap those things together in systems that can be easily deployed and used and managed. So we'll have that format. So corporate education and government, which is the markets I oversee, we'll have our huddle space. In fact, we're going to double up on the huddle spaces, because at ISE and Infocom, just having one with Ascendo was just not enough. There's tons of people wanting to get in there and see that. So we want to make sure we have adequate. We'll actually have 2 huddle spaces with Ascendo, Core, Vibe, Book, so we can make sure we have plenty of places to demonstrate that. We'll also have a large conference room, and there's going to be some exciting announcements coming from that perspective. So a lot of the feedback we've gotten from customers when we go in, talk to customers about Ascendo is, Love that for the huddle space. That's awesome. That's great. Fantastic. A super simple to install AV appliance for my huddle spaces. How can I bring that into the conference room? And so, and they look at that little sound bar and say, I want to put that in a large conference room. It's like, hey guys, yes, the JBL drivers might be able to, you might be able to do well in the large conference room with the speakers, but on the mics and things like that, we need to look at a more optimal way to do that. The key there is what our customers are asking is they want it simple to install and manage, right? They don't want a ton of custom programming, even when they're going into the larger spaces. When you go into the executive boardrooms, absolutely. Unique experiences, bringing in voice and all that kind of thing. But for a 12 to 14 person conference room, and especially as we see software-based codecs making their way into there, where they say, hey, look, we're Skype for Business in our huddle spaces, or Zoom or WebEx. We want to do that in a bigger space. Now we're looking at how can we wrap a product set around that, make it easy to install, and deliver a great experience. And so this gets into other aspects around Ascendo Core, because Ascendo Core is the collaboration appliance, wireless screen sharing, and software-based codecs. But how do we wrap an ecosystem of products around there that's simple to install? Which gets into, and again, without going too deep into what exact products we're going to be announcing, really, conferencing processing is a market that we've been a little bit in. BSS is a fantastic brand and a great DSP platform that's heavily used in large venues because of the amount of capabilities that product has. But we've not been super successful in the conference room market. I mean, there's other companies who do that very well. And so we're looking at how can we go and enter into that market with something that's really, really easy to install that delivers a great experience, and using a lot of the great expertise that we have in signal processing. How do we leverage that into a simple to install solution? So that'll be something to keep an eye out for at ISE from an announcement perspective in the larger conference room space. And then as we go forward, filling out the rest of those pieces of ecosystem where we can deliver a great solution, but do it where we're getting to where it's almost a plug and play experience, right? And we're doing everything we can to deliver that. So taking all that magic that goes into delivering a great audio experience in a large space, but making it where it's more configurable than programmable. That's the goal.
That works. If somebody is not making the trek over to beautiful Amsterdam and hitting Hall 1, if they want to follow along from wherever they are in the world, how do they do that?
Yeah, so we'll be all over social media. I mean, we have a whole team dedicated to that. So our Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter feeds, especially the Twitter feed, that's a great way to stay on top of all the things we'll be announcing. Of course, there'll be press releases coming out on the wire. And those are really great ways. And then also, our distributors and salespeople around the world are going to be outfitted and with with presentations to go out there and start talking to customers directly. Right the day after ISE. So we're going to be training our sales force about a week before ISE on all the new product announcements, where they can go out there and have those conversations with their integrators and our end customers and AV consultants right after the day after. So yeah, there'll be there'll be some good stuff coming, and we have plenty of channels to the customer on how to communicate that out.
All right, very good. You can find that at harman.com. You can find all of their multitude of social media platforms. So, Mr. Shaun Robinson from Harman Professional, I appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you, Tim.